G'day everyone, welcome to PsyQ on TYT Network. Here in America, prescription drug prices are as out of control as Beto's youth pastor vibes. It's probably the only thing in America right now that everyone agrees with.
We pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs that the drug companies are ripping us off every single day.
The rising price of prescription drugs and outcries to do something about it.
This is the number one issue for so many people, the high cost of these prescription drugs.
A recent study by the Public Policy Institute found that drug prices have more than tripled since 2006. Another study found the cost of insulin has doubled in just 4 years. Talk about 0 to 100. The only thing I've seen go up as fast is R. Kelly's temper. Probably need to stop watching so much A News. Now, politicians have finally decided enough is enough. Well, some have. And they've brought all those big drug companies to Congress to please explain. And surprise, surprise, the drug companies lied to Congress. Crazy. Here's my list of the biggest lies that the drug companies told and why they're a bunch of shit. Lie number 1. The cost to make drugs have gone up. Yeah, that's true. The cost for everything generally goes up. I've heard of inflation. But the cost to buy drugs has gone up way more than the cost to make the drugs. I mean, if costs have gone up so much, how come the costs haven't gone up as much overseas? Just take a look at this graph that shows the cost of insulin prices across different countries. So why are costs so high in America? Well, in 2016, America's top 10 drug makers made a 27% profit margin. 27%. Is that a good profit margin? Well, the average profit of the S&P 500 was only 11%. So Big Pharma is making twice as much profit as the other big companies. So yeah, they're making a fuckload of coin. Lie number 2. America's drug prices aren't that expensive compared to other countries because, we've got discounts and stuff that no one's counting. Why must you fill the room with your lies? In Europe, where they have a single-payer system, like most of the developed world, the government uses the buying power of all its citizens to get the best prices. Europe's all like, yeah, g'day Pfizer, we want to buy your drug, and we'll buy enough for 739 million people. Give us a sweet discount. That's why costs for drugs in Europe usually go down over time, as they demand better mates rates. But in America, each individual insurance company does the negotiating, so they get no mates rates because they've only got piddly-ass requests. Which is why even if you have health insurance, you still get stitched up. And of course, if you have no health insurance, then you're up shit creek with a barbed wire canoe and a rusty teaspoon for a paddle. Just to show how dumb the US system is, Medicare buys drugs for 55 million people. You'd think they'd have some buying power. But legally, they can't negotiate what they pay for prescription drugs. Yeah, drug companies just name the price.
$100 billion.
And then taxpayers have to pay that. Lie number 3. Developing new drugs is risky and expensive and most drugs fail, but we must find cures, so give us all your money. Yeah, true, it does cost a lot to research drugs. But guess what else is true? A lot of that research is paid for by you, the taxpayer. Drug companies don't pay for basic research, the government does. That's what all those smart people in white coats do at those universities. Usually, drug companies only buy up when a new drug is ready for clinical trial and it looks like they're going to make a shitload of money. In fact, most drugs are developed by small companies who are then, surprise, purchased by big companies who then hike up the price. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Pfizer. Lie number 4. This whole Senate hearing isn't just a giant charade to convince the public we're doing something. Yeah, I call bullshit on that. Look, every senator has known that drug prices have been going up. It's been raising Bernie Sanders' blood pressure since the Beatles were banging on about a chick called Jude. But senators haven't done shit all this time because the pharmaceutical industry is among Congress's most generous fairy godmothers. And not just donating to Republicans. Last election, New Jersey Democrat Senator Robert Menendez, who just happens to share the same home state as Johnson & Johnson and Merck, received more than $150,000 from drug makers. The only reason the Senate's even having this big hearing now is because there's a big presidential election coming up, and pretty much every Democratic senator's running for office, so no one can pretend like they haven't got the memo on drug costs. America, enough with these useless bloody hearings. The world's already done all our homework for us. Have a single payer system so that the government can negotiate drug prices for everyone. Mates rates, that's the right rates. Have you got thoughts on the ridiculous cost of prescriptions? Let us know in the comments below.
Hi everyone, I'm Jade Lovell, resident science nerd on the Young Turks Network. You're watching SciQ and we know you don't want to miss an episode, so please click the subscribe button down below.